It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so this is, in fact, the post-fight review for O'Shaquie Foster versus Abraham Nova, and the result of the fight is O'Shaquie Foster defends the belt successfully once again with a split decision victory against Nova. And it was a really interesting fight because the concern for Foster going into the fight was the fact that, Nova can punch. He's athletic, he can punch, he's experienced. You knew he was going to be hungry because of the fact that, this is his first, crack at a world title. And it was interesting because first couple rounds, I thought Nova was actually doing a good job boxing O'Shaquie Foster. First two rounds were nip and tuck, and he showed good patience and poise in the first two rounds. O'Shaquie Foster, around rounds 3 and 4, switched to southpaw, and that's what really kind of started giving Nova some problems, right? And it was a pretty back and forth fight. I mean, I thought when Nova was able to touch Foster, he got his attention. But really and truthfully, what the difference was in this fight, when you go back and you look at it, is just about who had the better technique, who had the better muscle memory, who was able to hold their solid, base, their stance, just be more fundamentally sound. Because there were a lot of exchanges, and the exchanges picked up as the fight went on. And O'Shaquie Foster's punches got from point A to point B in a smoother fashion, which is why I think he was able to, punch in between the guard of a guy like Nova, land the straight right hand, land the lead right hand. And yeah, he was able to land those punches, but Foster had a good performance. I'm not going to down his performance. I thought it was solid. It's not easy to defend the belt. It's the hardest thing in boxing to do, in my opinion, is consistently be a champion and defend the belt. I would have liked to see Foster pick up the punch output a bit more, because I feel like if he would have done that and he would have probably landed the left hook at some point, he might have had a chance to stop Nova, because Nova, his legs were gone. He was ready to go, honestly. So it could have been a better performance from Foster, but it also could have been a lot worse. So I thought he did a good job in neutralizing Nova. Nova was saying in the pre-fight build-up that he thought his speed would be the difference in the fight. There was not a speed difference in the fight to me at all from the Nova side of things. Foster was the sharper puncher. He was the faster puncher. At times, he was even the heavier puncher. So Foster, I think this would be a good win for him. Nova is a good, solid, hungry, top contender in the division. And he'll be a lot of guys, but just he wasn't going to be O'Shaquie Foster tonight. Foster did a good job as well, maintaining his defensive composure in the pocket when Nova did bring the pressure to him and did turn up the punch output. So good performance from him. Nova always in good fights, always giving the fans a good, entertaining night at the fight. So I can't ever down Nova. Nova always brings his best. It's just that I think Nova, he relies a bit too much on his athleticism and his reflexes, and he just loses his technique in fights. He's a bit of a front runner. 4.5, 5 rounds, he starts blowing out of his ass and getting tired. So that's, I think, his conditioning or stamina or lack thereof, it being inferior to Foster, it's one of the things that lost in this fight. But still a good fight. I don't think it was a split decision. I thought it was a close but clear decision for Foster. But one of the judges didn't see it that way. They gave it 114, 113 to Nova, which I just couldn't see, especially when you factor in that O'Shaquie had a knockdown in the fight. But now that Foster, and you look at Foster's last 3 fights. He beat Ray Vargas for the title, undefeated fighter. Went to Mexico, had a great fight against Rocky Hernandez. Now he is able to neutralize and outbox and even get a knockdown against a really good fighter in Abraham Nova. So that sets the table for some good fights for him. I mean, when we look at the 130 division, on the undercard you had Andres Cortes pick up a win against Brian Chevalier, which I think that would be a really good fight for Foster. Andres Cortes, maybe the Oscar Valdez, Liam Wilson winner could be an option for later on in the year. Obviously, you have Joe Cordina, you have Vaquer. No, he's gone now. You don't have him no more. But you have some good fighters in this division. You got Lamont Roach, who's scheduled to fight Jonah Carroll for the WBA title. So there's a lot of good fights out there for Foster. Personally, for me, I think the fight that Top Rank will probably look at will be him versus the winner of Oscar Valdez and Liam Wilson. And I know that Foster really wants the Oscar Valdez fight. I know that Oscar Valdez is one of Bob Arum's favorite fighters. So if Oscar's able to win that fight against Liam Wilson, then I think it's pretty easy to figure out who he's gonna be fighting next. But also look out for Andres Cortes. You know, Cortes has been one of these guys that's just been steadily putting in work, beating good fighters. He's beaten Luis Chucho Melendez, now Brian Chevalier, amongst other guys. He's a top contender, not flashy, doesn't have the eye-catching style, but one thing about Cortes is he gets the job done. So I think that would be a good fight, you know, for the super featherweight division. And Shaki Foster, you know, once again continues to establish himself as one of the truest champions in boxing and you know, one of the premier 130 pounders in the world. So hopefully, for his sake, he continues to get better. And you know, one thing about Shaki Foster, he's shown many different ways he can win fights in his career. So I'm really a fan of his IQ, and I like the way he continues to develop as a fighter. And it's a good fight. You know, he did a little bit of everything there: inside fighting, outside fighting, counter punching, fighting out the southpaw stance. It was a good, solid performance from Shaki Foster. So yeah, he defends the belt. Nova falls a little short in his bid to become a world champion, but still gives a good account of himself. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. What did you guys make of the performance? How did you score it? And who do you want to see Shaki Foster fight next? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure to subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.